And he calls for the bell.
All right, time for the learning tree again for the young man. Billy Litt wasting no time getting the fans in his corner for this one. And you know, I don't often say this, but for a young man like Jester, fan support can sometimes still mess with your head. It doesn't faze a veteran like Lance Erickson, Dave Scott, some of the guys that have been around the block a few more times than this kid has. But this guy, he's out here trying to make a name for himself, and to see the fans so solidly behind someone else, that's got to be a hard thing to wrap your brain around. Stepping out in front of a crowd and trying to earn their respect, that's a tough task.
Nice reversal now by Jester in the middle of the ring. And now going tit for tat. Billy Litt coming out with a hammerlock, and now a side headlock takeover. Fluidity of motion.
Litt's really cinching it in on the poor kid. But look at Jester. Turns him over as soon as I said that. He's still looking for openings. This kid's learning a little bit more every week.
Coming up a little bit later here on NWA Mountain State Wrestling on the House of Styles, the voice of tradition, Jonathan Styles, will be hosting the NWA Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, the Canadian Lion, Lance Erickson, and Rich Quick, the Syndicate, on the House of Styles coming up next. Right now, Jester and Billy Litt both jockeying for position here in the ring. Billy Litt's applying a side headlock. Take a look at the height difference between the two men.
It's a very significant leverage advantage for Mr. Billy Litt. And you even saw Hatchet when he went behind Litt with that hammerlock. He was looking for a way to subdue the leverage advantage that Litt had. He put his hand up on top of that shoulder. And when you're a young man in this sport looking to make your name, you look for any edge you can find against a guy like Billy Litt. You can't let up.
Well, Billy Litt, a veteran of many wars, surely he has some injuries, but the thing of it is, he moves so smoothly and hides them so well. That's a plus in the favor of Billy Litt. He has learned to hide what ails him. Jester now firing back into the rib cage, sets a man off and shoots him off, Irish whip across. Another shoulder tackle. Billy Litt's really fired up here today on NWA Mountain State Wrestling. Nice hip toss.
Billy Litt staying right on top of him. And Jester, frustrated and rightfully so, goes to the outside. Needs some time to clear his head to think of a new strategy. The one he came in here with doesn't work. And he's calling for a timeout. In the world of professional wrestling, that just does not exist.
Agreed. Now, Jester usually in a position to enjoy the support of the fans. But when you're up against Billy Litt, you're also up against the fan base. And there's no denying that. If you are in the ring against Billy Litt, you are not the fan favorite. You may be the odds favorite. And Billy Litt now riding Jester all across Texas. Or at least all across Wyoming County.
And Billy Litt, very uncharacteristic for him. Haven't seen a whole lot of high flying, not a lot of that speed advantage. Maybe he feels like he doesn't need to make use of it in the ring against a guy like Jester. Playing real close to the vest. A lot of mat wrestling, a lot of real basic but very effective maneuvers. And Jester with a very basic but very effective armbar there. It's really got cinched in with the wrist lock. And he's kicking away at the bicep and the tricep to Billy Litt.
Billy reversing through, one-handed, goes to the top rope with a cartwheel and your reversal.
And there's some of the speed and agility we were talking to. But once again, right back to good basic mat wrestling, scientific maneuvers. Not a lot of flying around the ring today, but look at Jester. He flips on through there, comes out with an armbar and a wrist lock, holding on to it for all he's worth. But Billy Litt, once again, the leverage advantage, pushing the smaller man into the corner there.
Now let's look at this in terms of each man's individual goals here in this ring. For Billy Litt, this is a tune-up matchup. It's an opportunity to get prepped for other opponents down the road here on TV. For Jester, it is an opportunity to score an underdog upset on one of the most talented individuals in wrestling today. Flying back elbow.
Man, he nailed that one right on the button.
Jester kicks out and heads for the outside again. Billy Litt getting a little bit frustrated. He'd like to continue his offense, and that's what Jester is not allowing him to do, a veteran maneuver from a relatively young competitor.
Billy Litt having words with the ref. I'm not sure over what. Zug Island's finest, waiting in the wings. Playing it real cautious, not running after Litt. And that's what I like to see from a young man. Go get you some, kid. Go get you some.
Well, like it or not, that's showing some initiative. Billy Litt firing back on him. Head meet turnbuckle.
Short-lived initiative, but I appreciated it. Billy Litt, though, man, he looks a little bit upset now. But you know what? Jester undeterred. Who just ate the other person's boot for lunch?
Jester has got to build on some momentum. Snap mare taking the man over. And pressing his advantage now.
Referee asking Litt if he wants to give this one up. I don't think that's realistic at this point.
Ryan Anderson.
You never know. You never know.
Ryan Anderson, definitely one of the hardest working referees on the East Coast, and we are proud to have him here at NWA Mountain State. As Jester is trying to rob Billy Litt of blood flow to the brain and a little bit of oxygen. He's cinching it in tight there, Stephen Hensley.
Well, he's definitely going after Litt for all he's worth, but you see Litt already firing back. And what a great takedown by Jester. Wow, he is impressive today.
Well, you can't call that a textbook takedown, but it was effective.
Textbook schmexbook. Who's going for a pinfall?
Nice scoop slam, and look at Jester right back on his opponent.
And he hooked the leg.
And he also did not look for the fan approval.
No, he didn't. Good for him.
He has realized the position that he's in, and he's going to push that advantage no matter what the fans or Billy Litt thinks.
Well, the fans in a quarter will not even get you a cup of coffee these days, Dean.
Billy Litt not giving up.
And the crowd coming to life in support of every mother's worst nightmare, the thief of mother's lipstick, Billy Litt firing against Jester for all he's worth. He's broken free. Jester misses with a clothesline.
Billy Litt lands a clothesline. He gets up. He dishes out another clothesline on Jester, and a third. He's going to go for the cover. Jester kicks out, and Billy Litt a little bit surprised about that. And now, this would appear to be the Billy Litt that we are used to seeing.
Well, Billy Litt's going to try to ride the edge of that lightning bolt one more time, but look who's up to meet him already. Jester, look out, kid. He got caught.
Jester kicks out at 2. Billy Litt had the crossbody.
Billy Litt looks mystified.
Absolutely. Jester now sizing up. Here's a kick.
Whoa!
And a DDT with some authority. Here's Jester with the cover.
Unbelievable.
I thought we had a 3 count right there.
The blink of an eye separated the referee's hand from the mat. That's how close it was.
Billy Litt visibly shaking cobwebs out to make sure that he's set back in.
Oh, Billy's got him cinched in.
Atomic bomb, and he's got the cover. That's it.
What a shame.
And Billy Litt gains another victory here on NWA Mountain State Wrestling over a very